I am Pat Mulenko. I'm a trustee with the Belmar Historical Society. I want to talk about the Belmar Elementary School. The Ocean Beach Association donated a lot for a new schoolhouse in 1875. The first school was a one-room structure on 12th Avenue and F Street. There was one male teacher named Barnabas Barr, and the children ranged in age from 5 to 18. Of the 80 enrolled in the school list, the average attendance was only 44, and the teacher's monthly salary was $46.66. In 1879, the Ocean Beach Association donated another lot to the Board of Education to extend the school property. In 1882, the enrollment had increased to 132. In 1884, the school was moved to the corner of F Street and 8th Avenue, where Friedman's Bakery once stood, and the new 8-room school room, a brick two-story building, was built on the site of 12th Avenue and F Street. The new school was fashioned after Independence Hall, and this is a picture of the school before the addition. Then in 1909, the school was built on the same lot between 11th and 12th Avenue and F Street, and it was dedicated in 1910. It was used as a high school for 2 years, but the grade school growth required more space, so Belmar High School pupils began going to Asbury Park High School. In fact, if you look at the cornerstone at the right of the present school, it reads high school. In 1928, an additional 10 rooms and gymnasium were added. That would be over here. By then, there were 773 students enrolled. In September of 1940, Patsy Borden started kindergarten. Mrs. Barber was her teacher, and she was very nice. At recess, the day was so lovely, I didn't want to go back inside, so I walked home. Our principal, Mrs. Ricketts, was at our house to tell my grandma I was missing. Granny said, "No, there she is," as I came walking down the street. In first grade, in 1941, Miss Morris taught us to read and print and subtract. Before the Christmas break, World War II broke out. In second grade, Mrs. Longstreet was very stern. We were all careful not to upset her. On snowy days, she would take off our woolen clothes and we would put them on the radiator to dry. We kept our lunches in the cook closet. On those days, the room smelled like tuna fish sandwiches and wet wool. It was pretty horrible. We had a beautiful auditorium, and we performed our musical shows, kindergarten to 4th grade. In kindergarten, I played the triangle, and in second grade, I played the sweet potato. Nobody knows what that is. Miss Downey was our third grade teacher, and we learned to multiply. In 4th grade, Mrs. Pierce was very strict. We had to do the Palmer method of script. It was not my best effort. In 5th grade, Mrs. Wyckoff was our teacher. We were all little patriots. We knitted scarves and mittens and gloves for the servicemen and collected rubber bands and foil from cigarette packs and gum wrappers and gave them to Mr. Schneider, our air raid warden, to get them where they had to go. We also had air raids where we would hide under our desks or out in the hall. Sadly, in 1946, our beautiful auditorium burned down. In sixth grade, we had Miss DeGarcia. We loved her. She was an artist. We made beautiful murals and made sock dolls with heads made of paper mache. We also got a half year in shop and a half year with Mrs. Bush in home ec. The boys did the same. It was such fun. I made a wooden napkin holder. In seventh grade, I had Mrs. Cleaver. She was a wonderful teacher, and she loved to have plays and performances. We did a Pan-American play, and the whole seventh grade did the Mexican hat dance and whatever. It was very fun. And then, also, I was in seventh grade, the 1948 eighth grade graduated. And here you will see Maria Galuccio. And here you will see Maria Galuccio Hernandez, who was mayor of Belmar. And then we went to eighth grade. My favorite teacher in all the world, Mrs. Pierce. We just had such a wonderful time. We wrote our memories and our futures that were predicted. I was the best note passer in the class. And Erwin Hyman, who became a very famous psychologist, he was a psychologist from Temple University and appeared on many television shows and wrote a lot of books. They had his future as a crazy man chasing butterflies with a net. And he laughed. He had a good sense of humor. And that was my eighth grade experience, my Belmar, elementary school experience. Thank you for watching. Keep watching for more.